Hello friends, Intuitive Rene here, bringing you your weekly TarotScopes for the week of the 1st to the 7th of February 2021. Can you believe it? February. I just can't. It's just crazy that we're into the second month of the year already. But anyway, we are doing TarotScopes, and as you can see here on the table in front of me, I have got 4 decks laid out. I am going to use these 2 decks for the TarotScopes for everybody, and then for the extended TarotScopes, I will be working and adding in these 2 decks into the equation as well. So the 2 decks that we have here, this is the Psychic Tarot, and this is Energy Oracle cards. So these are the 2 that I'm going to be working with this week. And here we have the Mini Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot, and this is the Spellcasters Oracle. So these 2 will be added to the extended reading for each sign of the zodiac, and all that information will be in the description box below. So I hope you're going to have an awesome week. And for those of you who haven't come across my TarotScopes before, basically it's a short message for each sign of the zodiac. You can watch for your sun sign, your moon sign, or your rising sign. So it's a short message per sign of the zodiac, giving you what you can look out for the week ahead, what you need to be mindful of, what kind of energies are happening around you. So really just to help you navigate the week ahead and to have the best that you can have. So let's get straight into it. We're going to start with Aries. And just again, for those of you who are wanting to look at all other zodiacs, in the description box below will be timestamps. So if you are not wanting to sit through all 12 signs, you can jump around and watch as many as you need using the timestamps to get you straight to where you need. So we're going to start off with Aries and work through the zodiacs all the way through to Pisces at the end, and have an awesome week. We'll start with Aries. Hello Aries, and welcome to your weekly TarotScopes with me, Intuitive Rene. This week I am working with the Psychic Tarot, and I am working with Energy Oracle cards to give you your insight for the week ahead. Let's get straight into it and see what you need to know. So card number 1 that we have is the card of authority, okay? And authority is basically, the first thing that I notice is the square box behind him and the circle, okay? And the pillars. So what we have is we have structure, we have control, we have dominance, we have authority. So it's saying to you this week that you need to be confident. You need to be secure and confident in who you are. You need to be secure and confident in what you're doing. I also want to say to you, you need to have a plan, Aries, okay? So going into this week, don't go in blindly. You need to go in with confidence. You need to go in with structure. You need to be, I want to say a round peg in a square hole. You need to make sure that you have a plan. Otherwise, things are not going to work out the way you need them to. It's definitely a week of being strong, a week of being authoritative, and a week of being almost dominant. Can I use that word? All right, Aries, you need to be dominant this week. You need to be in control. You need to be confident, not only in who you are, but what you're capable of doing, and all the things that you need to do this week. Let's just see what else Psychic Tarot, oopsie, if I can pick it up, wants to say to you. Oh, wow. It's like almost like I didn't shuffle the cards. We've got card 4 and card 5. Okay. So in traditional tarot, by the way, this is the Emperor and this is the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is about having the inner knowledge. The Hierophant, you can see he carries the book of knowledge. And as much as we've got the sun in the background there, the light is actually coming from the book and not coming from the sun. So Aries, for you this week, it's a week of knowing your stuff, being confident in the stuff that you know, be authoritative in all the wisdom that you have without being arrogant. I really want to say that, we don't want to push the boundary and become arrogant. We don't want to push too far and take it to the next level, but we need to be confident, we need to be strong, we need to be brave and courageous in who we are, in what we are, in what we possess and what we do. But we also need to have the wisdom to handle the dog, to handle the family and the child, but to also speak the truth. Is definitely speaking the truth that comes through for me here, and definitely being in control of your current situation and your current circumstances. Let's have a look and see what the Energy Oracle wants to add to the situation. Okay, So quite interesting. I love the hallway of all the doors, and I like how some of the doors, I feel like that one's upside down, and all the others are the right way. And then we've got doors all over the place. And the message here that we have is adjacent possibilities. And I think, that this is why you need to be so confident this week in the knowledge that you have in what you're doing, how you're doing it, in the plan and the strategy and all of that, because there are going to be so many opportunities for you this week. And if you don't have a plan, if you don't know what you're doing, if you're not secure in your authority and in your wisdom and in your actions, this may become a little bit overwhelming, and you may end up slipping into that door over there instead of taking the door that actually is the one that's meant for you. Okay, so that's quite interesting. So Aries, for your week ahead, it's about being strong, it's about being confident, it's about being in control, it's about knowing who you are and what you're all about, and it's about recognizing the opportunities that are available to you and making sure that you don't get overwhelmed by them and that you stick with the plan. Don't get sidetracked, don't get confused by all the other doors that are there. You need to stay confident and you need to stay strong in your motives and in your actions. I honestly think this week, so whenever you're watching these TarotScopes for the week ahead, I really want to say to you, stop whatever you're doing now. Take half an hour, just half an hour. Take pen and paper, take half an hour and start writing out your plan. Start writing out the things that you want to achieve this week, the things that are on your to-do list, the things, and almost give everything a priority. Okay, trust and believe in yourself. Recognize that you are the leader. Recognize that people are looking at you for answers. People are coming to you for answers to their problems and their solutions. So you need to have those available. All right, and you need to be prepared. You need to be prepared because there's going to be a lot of doors opening this week, and people are going to be looking at you with big eyes saying, help, what do I do, where do I go, which is the right one for me? And you need to have the answers. You need to be prepared. You need to be brave and courageous, if I can say, with that. Okay, so the pressure is all on you this week, Aries, and I know you can handle it. Of course you can handle it, but it's just about having the energies right and having the answers at the times that you need them. All right, Aries, I wish you luck for the week ahead. Go well, be strong, be courageous, be brave, but trust in your own wisdom and look out for those opportunities that are there for you this week. I'm going to move on to the extended version of this reading, and I hope to see you there. Lots of love and blessings from my heart to you. Take care. Hello, Taurus, and welcome to your weekly TarotScopes with me, Intuitive Rene. Let's get straight into it and see what your week has in store for you. So, the first card we have from the Psychic Tarot is Prosperity Begins. Okay, in traditional tarot, this would be the Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Wands is talking about abundance, it's talking about prosperity, it's talking about new creative endeavors. So here we have, if we look at the image, we have got somebody who has planted a seed, and the seed is now starting to take, and we have, oh gosh, I can't keep still. We have got all these peaches, we have got a peach tree growing, and if you can see that the fruit is all starting across the bottom, and it's going to go everywhere. But looking at the hands are like patiently waiting, isn't it? So they're sitting at the table and they're patiently waiting for the seed to take and to nurture and to become this fruit tree full of fruit, full of abundance that they are looking for. So Taurus, basically what this is saying to you is for this week, for the week ahead, you've got an idea. There is something that is in seed form that you need to start nurturing, that you need to start paying attention to, that you need to start working through, because the prosperity begins. So it doesn't mean that it's going to, by the end of the week, that you're going to be having your fruit that you can pick off the tree, but it's saying that the time is right to plant a seed. The time is right to set something in motion, something, I'm going to call it a long-term project. Okay, so being this first week in February, it's definitely the time to start working on something that you've been thinking about, wanting or pondering for quite some time. Okay, so definitely a really good week for prosperity, definitely a really good week to start the ball rolling, if I can put it that way. Let's have a look and see what the second card has to say, if I can pick it up. Okay, so what we have here is we have a chakra card, and this one is the sacral chakra, okay, which is obviously the yellow-orange color, if I can get it right. And sacral is all about your sense of belonging, your sense of identity, your sense of who you are. And this idea that you're nurturing, this idea that you have, that you need to start working on, that you need to start implementing this week, please understand that it's got to do with you. It doesn't have to do with anybody else. It doesn't have to do with your family, your colleagues, your boss, it doesn't have to do with anybody else. It's all about you. So this is your idea, and this is something that you also have to do. I'm going to say on your own. This is this idea that you have to implement and that you have to work on. It's something that is all about you, your needs, your desires, who you are, what you stand for, and what's truly important in your life. So if you have an idea on what's going to be better for your family, I almost want to say that's not what we're talking about this week. This week, it's all about you. Okay. And I know, Taurus, I know that's difficult. We're not supposed to be selfish. We're not supposed to be self-centered. We're not supposed to be focusing only on ourselves. But really, this week, your ideas matter. Your opinions matter. Your needs, wants, and desires matter. And that's what you need to be focusing on. It's also about recognizing, the role that you play in your life and in other people's lives, okay? Because that's really what's coming through quite strongly here. And you mustn't ever give your power away, because this is your power, okay? The sacral is your power. It's your sense of being. It's your sense of identity. It's your sense of everything. And the most important thing here is recognize the ideas that you have are valid. And you know what? Other people's opinions don't matter. So if you have shared this idea with anybody else and they sort of shoot it down, or they tell you that it's not a good idea, or it's not a good time, or they have something negative to say about it, do not pay it any attention, because you have to trust yourself. That's what sacral chakra is all about. It's about believing in you. It's about recognizing your truth. It's about recognizing your sense of belonging, your sense of identity. And this idea is a really good one. It's one that's going to serve you. The people who have negative comments to say about the idea, it's because it's not going to serve them. Okay? The idea, the outcome, the resolution, or the result is not going to serve them, which is why they're telling you no. But actually, it's not about them. It's about you. And that's the most important thing here. Okay, so here we have the Energy Oracle. Let's have a look and turn it over and see what the Energy Oracle wants to contribute. Okay, how I like it. So how I immediately, well, not immediately, but how I read this into talking about other people's opinions. And immediately here we have from the Energy Oracle hostilities, telling you that there's going to be conflict, that there's going to be people who are going to try and shoot your idea down. There are going to be people who are not going to be as gung-ho and excited about your ideas as you are. And ordinarily, you probably would listen. Ordinarily, you would probably take their advice, if I can say. And looking at these cards that we have here, this is definitely Spirit saying to you for this week, not everybody is going to agree with you. Not everybody is going to have the same sense of excitement that you have. Some people are going to want to shoot you down, okay? Shoot your idea down. Don't allow it to happen, because sacral chakra is saying you are the only one that matters. You are the only one that you need to be listening to, and you need to be doing this for your benefit and not for anybody else's. So if anybody is hostile towards you about this prosperity, about this idea, about this beginning, it's their issue. It's their fight. It's their situation. It's not yours. Awesome. Taurus, I am very excited to get into the extended reading for this, because I think it's going to, especially this hostilities, it's going to open up quite a bit. So if you are a part of the YouTube club, you will obviously now move on to the extended reading. But otherwise, have a good week. Lots of love and blessings, Taurus. My heart to yours. Hello, Gemini, and welcome to your weekly TarotScopes with me, Intuitive Rene. As you can see, I have laid out the cards that we're going to be working with this week, to give you the guidance and the inspiration that you need for the week ahead. And this week I am working with the Psychic Tarot and with the Energy Oracle cards as well. Right, so let's get straight into it and see what your week has in store for you. Oh, how interesting. Card number one that we have is the card of the throat chakra. Okay, so your throat chakra obviously is a chakra that lives in your throat area, but it is the chakra of communication. It's the chakra of expression. It's the chakra of explaining and expressing yourself in the way that you need to. Okay, so clearly there's something you got to get off your chest this week, Gemini. Clearly there's something that you need to be expressing and talking about and putting out into the universe and getting yourself heard. But it's about making sure that people listen. It's about making sure that the message not only is spoken, but also received and understood. Okay, so throat chakra is all about communication. It's all about expression, it's self-expression, and it's about getting heard in the way that you need to be heard. So anything that's been bugging you for the longest time, if there's something, whether it be at home or at work or wherever it may be, if there's a situation that's been niggling at you and bugging you for the longest time and you haven't said anything, this is a week to express. This is a week to speak out. This is the week to put those messages out there and to say what is on your mind. This is a week to explain and express and communicate whatever it is that's going on. Let's have a look and see what else we get. Okay, we have got card number 9. And card number 9 in this particular deck, if we equate it back to the original tarot or the standard traditional tarot, this is the card of the Hermit. Okay, so card number 9 is solitude. It's the Hermit. It's about self-reflection. It's about going within, and it's about connecting with self. It's about connecting with who you are, with what you are, and what truly matters in your life. But remembering we've got the throat chakra. So as much as solitude is about introspection, as much as solitude is about going within and seeking answers within self, we need to understand that it's all about the communication. It's all about the self-expression. So before you speak, think. Think before you speak. Do not speak and then try and understand and comprehend it, because throat chakra is about communication, and communication is a two-way street. It's about the giving of the communication, but as I've commented already, it's about the receiving of the communication. And this is why you need to spend some time in quiet solitude, getting your thoughts straight, getting your ideas straight. I almost want to say your needs, wants, and desires. And once you've got them figured out, then it's time to communicate and express it with the people around you. It's also, what I'm hearing from Spirit is also about recognizing the way in which people communicate, the way in which people understand, the way in which people comprehend what it is that you need to say. So if you have got something on your mind that you need to express, that you need to put out there, if you've got something that you want to say to a person, think about them for a minute and what their perception of the reality is. Put yourself in their shoes for a minute and just sort of try and understand where they're coming from so that you can adapt your communication to suit the recipient. All right. So there's definitely communication is the big thing for you this week, Gemini. And it's definitely communication that needs a little bit of attention. Let's have a look and see what the Energy Oracle wants to contribute. Okay. Card number 1, and it is the Sun. And the Sun is always about positive. The Sun is always about happy. The Sun is always about success. The Sun is always about having, in this particular case, here she has her cup. She's got all her animals. She's got everything that she needs. But it's about expression. And I want to actually show you. Let me see if I can get this onto camera, if the camera will focus on it. No? Because what we have over here is a book of knowledge. Camera's not going to focus, is it? There we go. Right, so we've got a book of knowledge. We have got a goldfish. We have got a, I don't know what that thing's called, a megaphone. And what is this over here? Oh, that's a baby in a little carry thing, okay? And there's a bird's nest, a bird cage over there. But she's got paintbrushes for expression. She has got everything that she needs, all right? So it's about self-expression. Everything that she's doing inside this cup. Sorry, I see now I've lost the focus. Bring it closer and then I can take it away. Good. So everything that she needs to express herself, everything that she needs to identify herself, to be true to herself, she has access to. Everything is right there with her. So it's about recognizing that you have everything that you need. You, solitude, you have everything that you need. See that she's completely alone, even though she's got the baby there. But it's all about her. It's all about who she is, her identity. And that's what's going on here. So Gemini, and I know normally when we have to express ourselves, when we have communication, we often speak in what we think people want to hear instead of speaking the truth. I'm going to say to you this week, it's about speaking your truth. It's about being so comfortable and content with who you are, with what you are, with what you want to say, with your own identity, and expressing that without really worrying too much about the message itself. It's about identifying what's necessary, what you need, how the other person's going to hear the message, how they're going to receive the message, how they listen. But it's about expressing who you are. Okay, I am going to move on to the extended version of this reading, which means that we're going to just elaborate more and get further understanding and clarity. And yeah, I do hope to see you there. But otherwise, have an awesome week. With love and blessings from my heart to you. Take care. Hello to my Cancerians and welcome to your weekly TarotScopes with me, Intuitive Rene. This week I am working with the Psychic Tarot and I also have Energy Oracle card for you as well. So let's get straight into it and see what your week has in store for you. All right. Oh, I love that. Isn't that card beautiful? First of all, it's purple, and we all know, okay, it's probably not coming through purple on screen, but it is royal purple, and it says passion ignited. Isn't it just truly exquisite? So, and the other thing, of course, that I'm seeing is that it all starts here in the heart center. So you can see the green of the heart center or the green of the heart chakra. We've got this beautiful spiral of light, and you can see how it is coming down as well. So everything is heart centered, everything is passion ignited. Passion stems from the heart, passion comes from the heart, passion is there. But also, I want you to notice how it's connecting with her third eye, okay? How it's connecting with her intuition. Purple is the color of intuition. So, passion ignited for you is saying to you that this week there's something that we need to be working on, we need to be working towards. Where in your life does this passion need to be ignited? Where in your life do you need to be more enthusiastic? And also, I want you to note that her eyes are closed. Okay, I want you to note that her eyes are closed, which means that the passion is internal. It's not an external thing, it's an internal thing. So, where in your life do you need or are you lacking internal passion? And this has got nothing to do with sexuality or anything like that. It's got to do with enthusiasm. It's got to do with that passionate enthusiasm that we have for life, that we have for each other, that we have for self. Okay, so Cancerians, this is definitely going to be, I'm going to call it an emotional week. But when I say an emotional week, I don't mean from a negative point of view of sad emotions. I mean an emotional week of feelings, of just being passionate and having feelings of positive or negative, but big feelings this week. And all coming from from heart space, all coming from heart center, all coming from there and connecting with intuition, connecting with our knowledge base, if I can put it that way. Let's have a look and see what the second card is this week. Oh, okay. So what we have here is fulfillment of wishes. All right. I love the beautiful green. Look at the two waterfalls and notice how they're both flowing and then they sort of mend and blend into one. And here you stand on a leaf. You have got a chest open and there is abundance. There is plentiful. Fulfillment of wishes means that your desires are going to be fulfilled this week. Isn't that gorgeous? Once you've recognized what it is that you want, what it is that you need, and what it is that you truly desire, what are you passionate about? And when you've recognized that, when you've acknowledged that, when you've opened that, please understand that you are going to achieve, you are going to receive, you are going to have everything that your heart and soul desires. It is there for you. The abundance is there, but it's about being honest with yourself first and saying, you know what, this is what I want, this is what I feel, this is what I desire, this is what I crave. Okay, it's being honest about your needs, your wants, and your desires. And if you are honest, fulfillment of your wishes is absolutely there for you. Oh, I love it. I love it. Let's have a look and see what the Energy Oracle wants to contribute. Okay, so Cancerians, oh, this is very interesting. So now suddenly we have, I'm going to say a complete opposite that's coming. So here we've got a storm warning, all right, and you can see the tumultuous waters. You can see that there is obviously lightning and tornadoes and all sorts of chaos coming. And I believe that this storm warning is saying to you that you've got to be very aware of the passion. You've got to be very aware of your needs, wants, and desires, because if you don't acknowledge them, if you don't allow yourself to be fulfilled in the way that you need to be, that's where the storm is going to come from. So I believe the storm warning is if you don't follow your passion, if you don't fulfill the needs within your own heart and soul, It's about recognizing who you are, your needs, wants, and desires, what's truly important for you. And it's the fact that you deserve to have your wishes fulfilled. You deserve to have everything that your heart and soul needs. And if you don't follow through with that, if you don't listen to that passion within you, if you don't listen to your own needs, wants, and desires, a storm is going to happen. And when that storm breaks, it's certainly not going to be fun. So we want to avoid that. And the best way to avoid that is by listening, going within, asking yourself, what am I passionate about? What is crying for release within me? What are the emotions that I need to acknowledge? What is it that I desire the most? And follow through with that, work with that, because if you don't, by the way, card 1, card 9, card 10. So 1 plus 9 equals 10. All right. So Cancerians, I'm sending you lots of love for the week ahead. I'm now going to move on to the extended portion of this reading. In other words, we're going to carry on with it by adding cards. I do hope to see you there, but otherwise have an awesome week. Take care. Hello, Leo, and welcome to your weekly TarotScopes with me, Intuitive Rene. This week I am working with the Psychic Tarot, and I also have the Energy Oracle cards laid out here for us. So let's get straight into it and see what your week has in store for you. Let's see if I can turn the cards over. All right, so Leo, the first card we have is a chakra card, and it is the solar plexus chakra. And the solar plexus talks about your center, it talks about your self-esteem, it talks about your I am. So it's clearly going to be a week of you needing to pay attention to your I am, pay attention to your belief in yourself, your value of self, how you perceive and understand and recognize yourself. Okay, we've got the beautiful bright yellow color, so that just is the color of the solar plexus chakra. The solar plexus chakra is like right in your tummy, right in the center of your torso, if I can put it that way. And it's where we feel our feelings. I know we've got our heart center, but when something happens in life, we feel it in our solar plexus. You often hear people talk about, gosh, that hit me right in the gut. So it hit me in the solar plexus. So solar plexus is where we absorb, it's where we feel, it's where we receive. And for you this week, it's about your connection to yourself. It's about the understanding of who you are. It's about the understanding of what you're going through in life at the moment. And just notice the feelings as an event occurs, as a situation unfolds over the next 7 days. Just pay attention to how you feel. Just pay attention to where it connects with your soul, where it connects in your body, and what it feels like, okay? Because that is clearly the most important thing. Let's see what else Spirit wants you to know this week. Okay. So now we start understanding. Now the story starts unfolding and starts becoming a little bit clearer. So what we have over here is we have got mental conflict. And I love how they've shown the picture where they've sort of done this cutout and they've shown inside of his head is another person. And, you can imagine that goes on and on. So here on the outside, everything looks fairly okay. Everything looks fairly normal, but you can see suddenly the color difference on the inside. So inside there is anger. It's those feelings. It's those feelings. I'm going to now suddenly start saying with those repressed feelings, those feelings that we are keeping stuck. But mental conflict is not talking about the emotional stuff, but it's talking about the stuff that's happening in your head. So solar plexus refers to the I am. Solar plexus refers to who you are, what's going on around you, how you're reacting maybe mentally to it. Okay, so Leo, looks like you're going to have quite an interesting week ahead. It looks like this week you're going to have to be paying a lot of attention to what you're feeling, what's going on around you, how you're impacted, how you're affected about with everything that's going on in your life, and just be mindful of any and all mental conflict that you may be experiencing. So are you feeling something that you're not able to express? Are you feeling something that maybe doesn't fit the situation or the circumstance that you're in? Okay, that's something that you need to be paying attention to this week. Let's see what the Energy Oracle wants to add to the situation. Now you see, so I have to immediately say, I notice it's card number 23. We have the 3 and we have the 2, which means that I almost want to do that. Okay, I almost want to do that, to make that 23 and to make that 2323. And the message here is all tied up. And if you have a look at her, she has got some rope going around her torso, okay? So we've got that similarity coming through there as well. And obviously feeling all tied up, as much as it's a physical thing, but it's more the mental aspect of it that we could be experiencing. And it's happening to you, it's happening to your I am. All right. So, Leo, it looks like you're in for a really interesting week. It's definitely a week to be paying attention to you, paying attention to your response, your reaction, and what's making you feel all tied up. How are you responding to that, and what's it doing inside your mind? Okay, I'm now going to move on to the extended portion of this reading, which is available to my YouTube channel members. Going to be very interesting to see what else Spirit want to clarify on this particular situation and what advice Spirit have to deal with it. You're all welcome to join the club, and obviously I'd love to have you join us there. But otherwise, Leo, have an awesome week with love and blessings from my heart to yours. Take care. Hello, Virgo, and welcome to your weekly TarotScopes with me, Intuitive Rene. This week I am working with the Psychic Tarot, and I have added to it the Energy Oracle cards. So let's get straight into it and see what your week has in store for you. Okay, so Virgo, card number one, we have harmony. Harmony is in the traditional tarot, I think, is the equates to the Lover's card. And here we have two people longingly looking at each other, connecting on a hand, hand to hand, heart to heart. And I love that kind of green energy that's coming off that, because green is heart chakra. It's heart energy. It talks about healing. It talks about love. It talks about harmony. What does the word harmony mean? Harmony means two parts of a whole coming together just with no judgment, no expectation, no kind of negative anything. It's just blending, coexisting coherently, beautifully in harmony. Okay, sounds beautiful, feels beautiful, is beautiful. And that's obviously something that is important for you this week, Virgo. Actually, I think it's probably important for you at all times. But this week, the focus is going to be on harmony, on having, feeling, knowing, experiencing harmony in all areas of life. So, not just related to a single area, but relating to all areas of life, finding harmony, finding that happiness, that joy, that bliss in all areas. Let's see what else we have. The second card we have, rest and rejuvenate. And so I noticed the hand gesture here, and immediately as I turn this card over, I noticed the hand gestures again. So there he's sitting in quiet contemplation, all right? He has found himself a tranquil setting, so he's gone into the woods. Lucky him, he's found a nice safe place to sit. He's sitting connected to Mother Gaia. He has bent his head down. He is doing a bit of a meditation, quiet contemplation, rest and rejuvenate. But then he's got his hands upturned, okay, on either side of him. And it's almost like he's connecting to his environment. That's immediately what I'm picking up from this card. He is connecting to his environment. He has become one. And by having his palms facing up, he is receiving energy. He's also giving energy, okay? So he has connected and he has become one, just as they have. So here he has become one with his environment, and here they have become one with each other. And that is something that is clearly so important for you this week, Virgo. It's about recognizing your sense of belonging, your sense of identity, your sense of connection, whether it be with an individual, with a space, or with a circumstance or a scenario. All right. If you don't have this feeling of harmony, this feeling of bliss, this feeling of connectedness, if you don't have that this week, please change your circumstances. Okay? Please do what you can to change your circumstances, to change your situation so that you can have this harmony, the sense of connection, the sense of completeness that you need in your life. I love this rest and rejuvenate, because also what it's saying to you is that you don't need to be doing anything. So here I'm saying to you, if you're not feeling the sense of harmony, if you're not feeling that sense of connectedness with your environment, do something about it. But actually all you've got to do is recognize that you're not having it and move away from what isn't giving you that sense of harmony. But other than that, you don't have to do anything. Other than that, you need to just go within, be still, be quiet, and connect with self within your environment, and allow the soul a chance to rest and rejuvenate. So Looking at these two cards over here, Virgo, it's clear that your week ahead is not going to be a week of fast action and ticking things off your bucket list. And, it's actually going to be a quiet, calm week, a week of introspection, a week of harmony, a week of balance, a week of understanding, and a week of just being content within your surroundings. And when I say surroundings again, I mean mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. That's what this is. Finding that harmony within yourself by being still, by being quiet. Good. Let's have a look and see what the oracle wants to contribute. Victory. I love it. So basically saying that if we take this advice and if we focus on finding harmony within our surroundings, within our environment, victory, happiness, success, abundance, and all of those beautiful words are going to be yours. Awesome. So Virgo, at this point, I'm now going to move on to the extended version of this reading, where we're going to explore this a little bit more and find out what else Spirit needs you to know. And that extended reading is available for all my YouTube channel members. And yes, you're welcome to join. It would be great to have you on board. But otherwise, have a harmonious week, Virgo, with love and blessings from my heart to yours. Take care. Hello and welcome, Libra. Welcome to your weekly TarotScopes with me, Intuitive Rene. This week I am working with the Psychic Tarot, and I also have my Energy Oracle cards as well. And as you can see, I have already laid them out. So let's get straight into it and see what the week ahead has in store for you. Okay, if I can turn the card over. Whoops. Right, so Libra, card number one that we have is Spiritual Strength. Wow. So there's a lot of things that jump out at me here. The first thing I noticed was this. Let me just hold the card so it doesn't move around while I'm pushing. The first thing that I noticed was this green energy in the background that is holding up the roof. Okay, there's this purple kind of circle behind, and then we've got this monk, this spiritual individual who represents you standing in the front. So you are focused on your journey, you are focused on what you need to do, focused on your own activities, your own thoughts, and your own belief systems. Okay, but what you need to understand is the support that you have behind you. And I think, when you know that you are supported, when you know that you are loved, when you know that the universe has your back, when you know that you are so well taken care of, that kind of inner knowing really gives you the courage that you need to deal with whatever it is that you need to deal with. If you imagine that person, if he's now focusing on whatever it is he's focusing on, but he's also worried about this roof that is coming down onto him and that may potentially cause him danger or cause him harm, he's not going to be able to be as thoughtful and as in the moment as he needs to be with his situation. So this week for you, Libra, it looks like it's going to be a week of support, a week of knowing that you are supported, so that you don't have to focus on those things, that you can focus on the task at hand. So it's spiritual strength. It's about recognizing that the universe has got your back, recognizing that your angels, your spirit guides, your ascended masters, whoever it is that you believe in, whoever it is that you call on, just know that they hear you. Just know that they're with you, and just know that they've got your back. Okay? So this week, whatever it is that you're dealing with, spirit have got your back. I love that. Absolutely love it. Right, let's have a look and see why you need to know that. Yep. So we have this green theme coming through, and we know that green is deception and envy. Yeah. Okay, so clearly there is going to be something that you're going to uncover, experience, or find out about this week. This is going to be a week, and I honestly don't believe you are the one that is doing the deception or being envious of another. I believe that this is happening to you. Okay, because that's my interpretation. When I look at the cards, these two here, the fact that you are supported, the fact that you've got somebody looking out for you, that this purple beam that we have, or this purple orb that you have around you, is keeping you safe and keeping you protected, because somebody is deceiving you, and somebody is envious of what you have. And envy is such a terrible it's a terrible emotion, because envy is what causes people to react, to respond, and to do something deceptive, and ugly. So you've got to be, now it doesn't mean that you mustn't share your strength and your abilities and your knowledge and your whatever it is that you have, because often when we think that people are deceiving us, we often then immediately retract. We often immediately pull our energy back and hold on to it. But I'm hearing from Spirit that that's not what you must be doing this week. Recognize that yes, some people are envious of you, your abilities, your knowledge, your inspiration, your guidance, the things that you have, the things that you can do, everything about you. People are envious, and people may be trying to deceive you, but you know what? You've Spirit have got your back. Spirit are watching out for you. Spirit are protecting you, and you are going to. Okay. Right. Let's move on to the energy oracle cards and see what they want to contribute to our story for the week. So here I'm saying to you that you don't have to walk away. Here I'm saying to you, you don't have to retract and pull yourself back. But here we have Spirit confirming that, yeah, sometimes it's the best thing to do. Sometimes it's about recognizing that these people are not going to change. These people are not going to stop. These people are not going to come to the party, so to speak. And it might be better to recognize that you can't fix this. You can't change this. You can't alter this. You can't make this any different. So sometimes it is just better to walk away and leave them to their own devices, leave them to their own situation, and recognize that you deserve to have the happiness, the joy, and abundance that you need. Right, so Libra, very, very interesting indeed. I'm now going to move on to what we call the extended reading or version of this reading, where we're going to get more information and more clarity as to what actually is going on here. Who is it that is being, so envious? Who do you need to walk away from? Why do you need Spirit's strength and Spirit's guidance in this particular situation? And the extended reading is available for everybody who is on my YouTube channel memberships on the motivated tier. So please do consider joining. Please do consider connecting with us there if you want more clarity and more information. We're going to add a whole lot more cards to get the clarity that we need. But in the meantime, Libra, sending you lots of love. Have an awesome and amazing week ahead. From my heart to you. Take care. Hello and welcome, Scorpio. Welcome to your weekly TarotScopes with me, Intuitive Rene. This week I'm working with the Psychic Tarot and I have partnered it with the Energy Oracle cards. So let's get straight into it and see what the week has in store for you. Okay, turn over first card. Right, so we have got the Four of Fire. I love it. And the message across the bottom is firm foundation. And that's exactly what is important for you this week. So Scorpio, for this week, it's telling you that before the week starts, as you get into the week, you need to make sure that you have a firm foundation. You need to make sure that you're standing on rock solid ground. I love this mountain in front of him, okay? And you can see how the mountain peaks right at the number 4. If you think about the number 4, the number 4 it's represented as a square. It's represented as something that has 4 corners, and something that has 4 corners generally has more stability, is stronger and able to carry more weight than something that only has 3. This is the symbol of fire that we have over there. You can see that he is obviously moving towards the mountain, all right? You can see that there is a wall that he's going to have to overcome as well. So there are challenges and obstacles coming up for him. And if he's not strong, and he does certainly look nice and fit and strong, so he is ready to tackle whatever is coming up because he's made sure that he's put the work in before he embarked on the journey. So it's all about making sure that you are ready before you embark on the journey, making sure that you've put in the groundwork, that your foundations are solid. And again, if we're building a house, you cannot build a house if you don't have a solid foundation. Although you can build a house, it's just not going to stand for long, all right? So you've got to make sure that if whatever you're doing, whatever your long-term goal is, and in this particular case, his long-term goal is to reach that pinnacle of that mountain, but he's not going to do that if he's a fat slob couch potato, okay? He has to put the work in. He has to bring his fitness levels up, and it's the right kind of fitness, appropriate fitness. So he has to ensure that his foundations are appropriate, that his foundations are valid, that they are valid for the task at hand. Okay, and that's exactly what I'm hearing from Spirit, is that we need to make sure that our foundations are valid and appropriate for what you're doing. Having all these muscles and being physically fit is no good to him if the task at hand is to play chess. Okay, you need mental fitness if you want to play your hand at chess. Okay, so it's about making sure that your foundations are valid, appropriate, and firm for what you need. So before the week embarks, before you get too involved in your week ahead, Scorpio, make sure that you've done the groundwork. Okay, make sure that you've done the groundwork. Let's have a look and see what else we've got. Uh-huh. It's almost like that card was listening to me. Choose wisely, okay? So it's telling you, and again, there you sit, all right? So there's this person sitting on a pier over water, and they're looking at their choices. Okay, so here they have 5 choices. We have got golden birds flowing, which means the golden birds are just confirming that once you've made the choice, it will be the good choice. It will be the right choice. Okay, it will be the right choice, but it's saying to you that you need to know in which direction you're going. But you can't just base it on which of these 5 hand gestures, and I'm just using them as the example because they're here on the card. You can't base it just on the 5 hand gestures and which one looks pretty or which one looks whatever. It needs to be based on fact, on logic, on firm foundations. Okay, and interesting again, firm foundations, and yeah, he's sitting on a pier, which is a firm foundation on a not so firm surface. Very, very interesting. So, Scorpio, for you this week, it's about trying to make the right decisions. But whenever there is a decision to be made, whenever you have to make a choice, whenever you have to choose wisely, do it from a base, from a foundational, firm base. And if you do it from that point of view, from that standpoint, you will make the right decision and you will have the success that you're looking for. But let's get confirmation from the oracle. This is from the energy oracle, and it wants to say community. Okay, so the decisions, the foundations and the decisions that you need to make, it's not about you, but it's about the impact, the positive impact that it's going to have on your community. I also want to say we've got 4, we've discussed 4. The number 4 numerologically is about foundations, it's about square, it's about base, it's about solid, it's about all of those things, cube, etc. And we've got 7 and 7. Very interesting how it's coming through. 7 is a spiritual number, it is the number of choices and options. It is a highly significant number. But what we're saying here is this is not about you specifically, but it's about the impact and the effect and how you can help your community and what you can do for your community. That's where the decisions come in. All right, Scorpio certainly looks like an interesting week ahead for you. I'm now going to move on to the extended portion of this reading where we basically continue with these same cards. We add in a whole lot of extra cards, and that is that extended reading is available for those people on my motivated tier on the YouTube channel memberships. Everybody is welcome to join, and I do hope to see you there. But otherwise, make sure your foundations are solid, choose wisely, taking care of your community at all. Love and blessings from my heart to yours. Take care, Scorpio. Hello and welcome, Sagittarius. Welcome to your weekly TarotScopes with me, Intuitive Rene. This week I am working with the Psychic Tarot, and I have also partnered it with the Energy Oracle cards. Let's get straight into it and see what your week has in store for you. Okay, so Sagittarius, card number 1. Card 6, victory and success. Oh, how fabulous is that? So I love how he's blowing the trumpet. I love how he has gone up to the highest point on a peak, on a mountain, on a ledge. He's blowing the trumpet and he's making sure that everybody can hear him. I love this light that's coming in from the corner over here, and we can see these rays that are coming through. So clearly going to be a good week for you. Clearly it's a week. I don't know if you're the one that needs to go up to the ledge to blow the trumpet, or if somebody's blowing the trumpet in your victory and success to acknowledge your victory and success. But let's hope it's the latter, because victory and success are awesome emotions and awesome kind of things to have. You know, you've obviously been working on something for the longest time. You've obviously been working towards something for the longest time. And, you know, I know what it's like when we get to sort of 95% or towards a goal. We hit that dead spot, okay? We hit that spot in the process or the progress where we suddenly feel like we're not going anywhere, where you suddenly feel like you're not making any progress, where you're not achieving anything. And it's at that point that we often want to back out. It's at that point that we often feel like, okay, actually, this is not for me. I'm going to give up. So if you haven't already completed and achieved victory and success, then let this card be a reminder to you that you may be hitting that dead spot. You may be hitting that plateau in your progress that makes you feel like you're not achieving anything, but actually the progress is there. So keep pushing, keep going, because victory and success is certainly coming for you. Right, let's have a look and see the other card that we have. If I could pick it up. Oh my gosh. All right. So I love that. Okay, so card number 4, discontent and boredom, which talks to what I was saying about that plateau. It talks to what I was saying about, sometimes we feel like we're just not making any progress and we ask ourselves, is it worth it? Should I carry on or should I give up? Discontentment and boredom. And this is definitely what spirits are acknowledging for you, Sagittarius, is saying that this week you may be feeling a little bit bored. You may be feeling like things aren't quite working out the way you wanted to. And you may be questioning and doubting yourself. Okay, doubting whether you're actually going to succeed, discontentment, feeling like I'm never going to get there, it's never going to happen. I do want you to note on the floor here, look at this beautiful rainbow of light. And isn't it interesting how the rainbow looks like it's coming from there? Looks like that light is shining through and bringing the rainbow. I love that. I love that. And he's not seeing the rainbow in front of him. Over here it's quite dark and patchy. Okay, it's quite dark, so he's not seeing the rainbow. So he has already turned his back. And he's walking away. Please don't. Please don't. Okay, I almost want to call you and say, no, Sag, don't do it. Sagittarius, come back. Don't do it. Don't walk away. Stay, look, keep going, keep moving towards whatever it is that you're working towards, because there's so much success that's going to happen for you. You are so close. You are so close. You need to listen out for the trumpet sound. You need to follow the sound of my voice. Keep moving forward. Okay, don't give up. Don't allow boredom to set in. Don't allow yourself to be unhappy with your progress. Don't be so super self-critical. Keep moving, keep progressing forward, and know that success is coming. Let's have a look and see what the Energy Oracle wants to contribute to your situation. Okay. All right. I noticed number 6, I noticed number 6, and I noticed number 4. When we talk numeral, I can never say the word. When we talk about numbers, okay, 4 is a square block, all right, and it's a cube, and it is strong, and it is structure, and it is all of those kind of things. And the fact that we've got the 6s on either end, and 6 is often what I refer to as resolution. 5 is conflict. 4 is stability. 5 is conflict. 6 is the resolution of that conflict. And here we've got contract, but I do want to note the blindfold. Okay, so it's telling you that you've made a contract. Okay, you've made the contract to achieve something. You are blinded. You're not seeing your progress. You're not seeing how you're doing. You're not seeing how you're, any progress that you're making, because the scales are fairly balanced. There's only ever so slight difference over there, but you're not seeing the progress that you're making. You're not seeing the rainbow, and you've contracted yourself into this. You've agreed to do this, and you have to see it through to the end. You have to absolutely see it through to the end. Okay, so Sagittarius, as much as it may be feeling a little bit uncomfortable, let me get the right words, as much as it may be feeling a little bit uncomfortable, this is a contract that you've made. This is a contract that you have to honor, and this is something that you stick with. You're not allowed to walk away. You have to succeed. You have to push through. All right. I am now, Sagittarius, going to move on to the extended portion of this reading, which is available to everybody on my motivated tier on the YouTube channel memberships. I would love for you to join us there to get more information, more clarity, more guidance on what is coming up for you this week. We're going to add a whole lot more cards to this, and often the reading goes in a completely different direction. So quite interesting. I love to see how it all unfolds. But yeah, please do consider joining us. But otherwise, have a phenomenal week with love and blessings from my heart to you. Take care. Hello and welcome, Capricorn. Welcome to your weekly TarotScopes with me, Intuitive Rene. This week I'm working with the Psychic Tarot, and I have also partnered it with the Energy Oracle cards as well. So let's get straight into it and see what your week has in store for you. Okay, so, very interesting. So Capricorn, the first thing we have here is the card of temptation. In traditional tarot, this is the card of the devil, and the devil is temptation. The devil is, and if you have a look at the face of what we have here, it's like he's torn. Which direction am I going to go? You can see with his face that he's looking this way, but then he's turned his face very quickly that way and back again, and that way and back again. So the temptation is there, and there's this like, I don't know where to go. I don't know, should I go this way or should I go that way? Should I go this way or should I go that way? So, and when this happens, I know how difficult it can be. Because it's quite overwhelming, this kind of sensation, this kind of emotion. there's always this fear, okay? With temptation comes fear. There's always this fear of, what if I pick the wrong thing? What if I go in the wrong direction? What if I do too much? What if I do too little? Oh my gosh. And you can just imagine that kind of overwhelm that comes from this temptation. So we need to recognize the temptation. And when we see temptation for what it is, when we see all these opportunities for what they are, it somehow, when we face it head on, it somehow makes it easier to make the decision as to what is the right one for you. So please understand that as much as you're trying to do the right thing, and as much as you're trying to live a good, solid, wholesome life, that there's always temptation there. There's always temptation. If you're on diet, if you've started your 2021 off wanting New Year's resolutions of health and diet, there's always temptation to cheat. There's always temptation to have something you're not supposed to have. This is what we have to understand, but it's how you react and how you respond to that temptation that's truly important. Okay. And it's about recognizing, and you know what? I get temptation is not just about wanting the bad. But sometimes the temptation is to only do the good, when sometimes we need to dip a toe in the other side. All right, let's have a look and see what the other card wants to contribute to our temptation. There we go. Okay, so Capricorn, what this is saying to you, all right, is that you probably are suffering in silence at the moment. You probably are not sharing the temptations, the struggles, the difficulties, the challenges that you're experiencing. You're not sharing them with those nearest and dearest to you. You're trying to keep it all to yourself. You're trying to figure it all on your own, and you are suffering in silence. And I don't know if that's the right thing to be doing. I don't know if this is what you should be doing, because what you're doing is you're beating yourself up. Okay? You're beating yourself up probably unnecessarily. One thing that I do see with the suffering in silence, so here you've climbed up all these stairs, you've reached the peak, you're sitting at the top. Okay, you do have a stick, you do have a way of balancing yourself, of protecting yourself and keeping yourself stable. All right, so you do have tools available to you. But because we've reached so high and because we've done it all on our own, there is a new day dawning. Okay, the new day, the sun is coming up, which means that you're going to start seeing things a lot clearer. So maybe the temptation, or whatever it is that you are tempted to do this week, maybe you're going to get clarity on it. Maybe the fact that you have been pondering this on your own, you just have to wait until tomorrow, wait until the sun comes up again, and so that you're able to see it in a different light, see it in a different way, and see it for what it truly is. So when the temptation is first there, when the temptation is first presented to you, maybe this is Spirit's way of saying to you, let's ignore the words suffering, because I don't like that word. I want to stick something over it, okay? I want to stick something over it, but it's about recognizing that if you just wait until the following day, suddenly don't react initially to the temptation. Be patient, suffer through the temptation in silence for the day. Tomorrow, a new day will dawn. You'll see things suddenly differently, and the truth will be revealed. Let's have a look and see from the Energy Oracle what they want to contribute. All right, I love it. Now, I'm just seeing the synchronicities between these two cards. So here she climbed up a mountain. You can see the stairs that she climbed. She reached the top. Here he's walking a pier, but it has that same kind of pinnacle, that pinnacle point, okay? And he's reached the end of the pier, and he's now seeing the world for all that it is. He's seeing the light shining onto the world. So it's the darkness is disappearing, the darkness is moving, and he's starting to see the world for what it truly is. Okay, absolutely love, love, love that. So, Capricorn, for you this week, let's not focus here. Let's focus here so that you can accomplish everything that you've set out to do. Because that's what I'm getting from this world. It's the fact that you need to wait for the sunrise, wait for the light to shine, wait for the reflections to happen so that you can see everything that you're dealing with instead of trying to deal with everything at once right off the bat. Awesome. Capricorn, I'm now going to move into the extended portion of this reading, which means that we are going to elaborate further, get more understanding and more clarity on it. That extended reading is available to everybody on my YouTube channel membership on the motivated tier. So do please consider joining if you would like more understanding of what you have in store for you this week. But otherwise, in the meantime, have an awesome week with love and blessings from my heart to yours. Take care. Hello and welcome, Aquarius. Welcome to your weekly TarotScopes with me, Intuitive Rene. This week I am working with the Psychic Tarot and I have partnered it with Energy Oracle cards as well. So let's get straight into it and see what your week has in store for you. Okay, so the first card we have, oh, how beautiful. We have financial and material changes. Oh, I love that. I love the colors that we've got going here. And I love how it's sort of, I want to say, giving us different paths on the hand. And the hand is out there because it's not quite sure which way it wants to go. It's not quite sure which is the right one. Which color do we feel? Which texture do we fancy? Okay, so for you this week, Aquarius, just understand that there are going to be some changes in your life. Changes in not only the what, but I really feel like it's changes in the how. All right, so that is quite strongly coming through from when I look at this card, because the textures, it's a very tangible, it's a very textile kind of situation here. And it's a case of trying to feel each of the textures, trying to feel each of the options, and to feel out which is the right one for you. So this is not decisions or actions that are taken purely based on visual. It's done on experience, it's done on trial, it's done on trying, it's done on experiencing. So maybe you've already done that. Maybe you've already tried out a couple of options. You're now at a point where you know which one feels right for you. But as I said, that spirit was saying very loudly in my head, there we go, hit the nail on the head. Which one feels right for you? Which one feels right for you? And when you recognize that, and when you are true to yourself with what feels right for you, that's when the financial and the material changes will occur. We're not saying whether these are good or bad. We're not saying whether they're positive or negative, but we're just saying that change is happening. Okay, we'll find out if it's positive with some of the other cards that we're going to draw. So let's have a look and see what our second card wants to add. Positive! Triumph. You don't get much more positive than that. How absolutely awesome, Aquarius. So just understand that this is going to be quite a busy week for you, but it's definitely going to be a successful week. It's definitely going to be a good week. It's going to be a week where, yes, there are going to be some, and I really do believe that these are going to be many changes. So it's not just a single change, but you may find yourself experiencing many, many changes this week, but definitely success. One of the things that I am seeing in the picture here in this card is the determination and the focus between rider and horse. As much as we've got the flag of victory, but we're not now, because we are triumphant, because we have succeeded, because we have achieved, we're not suddenly throwing caution to the wind. We're still focused, we're still moving forward, we're still progressing, we're still doing the things that we need to do. Even though we are successful, we're recognizing that, yes, it's the time for movement, it's the time for change, it's the time for progress, and it's the time for staying focused on the tasks at hand. The other thing that I noticed, obviously the main color here is the red, the orange and the red, orange and red flag going into orange. So just all these kind of synchronicities that I'm suddenly picking up between these two cards. So Aquarius, it certainly looks like it's going to be a fabulous week for you. Do what feels right, make the changes that you've experienced, the ones that feel right for you, that feel valid, feel legit, and just know that with a little bit of focus, determination, success and triumph is going to be yours. Let's have a look and see what the Energy Oracle wants to contribute. Journey. All right, card number 2, giving you the journey. And if we look at it, so she's walking across a rope and a rope bridge. Sorry, let me use the right words. Okay, so she's walking across a little bridge. She has got a huge suitcase. She's got a little suitcase. She's got a little lantern. It's difficult. She got to a point where she had to make some decisions and she had to make some choices. Decisions and choices, okay? So she got to that point where she had to make some decisions and choices. She made a decision. She's ventured a little bit and now she's going, oh my gosh, was it the right one? She's now questioning. We mustn't, all right? Do not question the decisions, the changes, the actions that you've taken. Once you've made a decision, but again, it's the one that feels right. I have to put the focus on that, the one that feels right. So once she's made the decision, once she's chosen the route that she's going to go, it's about staying focused and determined to complete the journey and to have the success that you know. I love that. All right, so Aquarius, this is such an awesome one. I'm now going to move on to the extended portion of this reading, which is available to everybody on my motivated tier on the YouTube channel membership. If you would like to get more information about this reading, please do consider joining the club. Love to have you on board. But yeah, in the meantime, have an awesome week. Love and blessings from my heart to yours. Take care. Hello and welcome, Pisces. Welcome to your weekly TarotScopes with me, Intuitive Rene. This week I am working with the Psychic Tarot and I have partnered it with Energy Oracle cards as well. So let's get straight into it and see what your week has in store for you. So card number one that we have is card 16 and it is disruption. Oh, wow. And yeah, so immediately I'm noticing how he has been separated. He's been cut into pieces and each piece being pushed in different directions. So he is feeling very disrupted. He's feeling very broken up. He's feeling very disjointed from himself. Okay. And this may be how you feel this week. All right. So Pisces, you may be feeling a little bit disjointed, a little bit disrupted, a little bit broken this week. But one thing that I am also noticing is that there is this kind of glow coming from behind him. And at the bottom here, you can see the green and the blue lights emanating. So it's basically saying that this dark cloud that is hovering over you, this dark cloud that is above you, that underneath it, the light is shining, the sky is clear, and everything is great. So we have to understand that, yes, we may be feeling a little bit disrupted. We may be feeling a little bit under the weather. We may not be feeling as strong and as confident this week as maybe we need to be or maybe we should be. But we need to understand that we can change this. We can fix this. We can adjust this. And also, a lot of times when we go through a period of hardship, when we experience disappointment, when we experience disruption in our lives, we often take it personally, don't we? We often suddenly feel like we have failed or that we haven't achieved and done and accomplished and all of these things. So we get very, I'm going to say, self-critical, okay? And one of the things that I really want to pick up with this card is that that's not the right energy to have. Don't be so super self-critical. Don't be so super hard on yourself. When you recognize that we are just going through a bad period, it almost makes it easier to go through the bad period. But when you resist or fight or try and ignore or try and even fix it, it makes it really difficult to deal with that. So disruption is saying to you that we need to recognize that you're feeling under the weather, that you've got a bit of a dark cloud hanging over you. And when you acknowledge it, almost immediately, you're going to notice the cloud lifting. But let's have a look and see the second card. So what else does Spirit need us to know with regards to this? Yeah, you see. Now, how fabulous. Okay, so there's a couple of synchronicities that I'm seeing here. First of all, dark, light. Literally, light. Male, female, okay? 16, 19. So the 6 and the 9 can be inverted and swapped over. Lots of darkness, male, female, broken together, beautiful, sad, happy. So we have got that scale balance. And again, what I was saying to you about this disruption card, when you recognize that you are just having a bad day, it suddenly makes it easier to turn that bad day into a good day. So when we look at light, first of all, he's also looking down, she's looking up. So all of these synchronicities, all of these opposites that I'm picking up between these two cards. And obviously, Pisces, for you for the week ahead, this is what is significant. This is what you're going to be feeling. So you may find yourself having a bad day and a good day and a bad day and a good day. Or you may be needing to push through this to come out at this. All right. So you need to recognize that this is all you. This is all you. You've got to get your opposites into balance. You've got to find that balance between your dark and your light. You've got to find your balance between your sad and your happy. You've got to find your balance between your weak and your strong. And you've got to decide where you want to live. Do you want to live under the dark cloud, or do you want to move into the light and live happily and full of joy? I honestly feel like this is your choice. This is your decision. You get to choose between the two. Let's have a look and see the Energy Oracle cards, what they want to contribute and add to the situation today. There we go. All right. So it's interesting how I was saying that this is your choice. You get to choose which of these two you want to go with, which of these two feels better for you. And the card that we get with it is the Blossoming Abundance. And it really is abundance, okay? There is so much blooming. And when something is blooming, it means it's coming into its power. When something blooms, it means it's showing off its radiance, it's showing off its beauty, it's showing off its potential. And that's you. So which potential are you going to show off? Are you going to show off that potential, or are you going to show off that potential? Blossoming Abundance is also confirming for you that you don't have to stick there, that there is a way to change that into that. There is. and it's by focusing on the light. And I also like I would not have liked it if the reading had come out that way. That would have been an absolute disaster. But the fact that it came out this way is what we are focusing on, and that's actually what gives you hope, or gives me hope for you, Pisces. So the week may start off doom and gloom, but it's going to end up happy. It's going to end up fruitful. It's going to end up with you achieving happiness, joy, success, and abundance that you need, that you want, and that you deserve in your life. All right, Pisces, I'm now going to move on to the extended portion of this reading, which is available to my YouTube channel members. If you would like to get more clarity on how we do this, on how we move from the dark to the light, please do consider joining the club, because all that information is going to be available there. But otherwise, have a good week with love and blessings from my heart to you. Take care, Pisces.